Good morning and welcome to Edoscope. My name remains Dr. Eruro Stephen Izu, and on this edition of Edoscope, we're going to be looking at a very critical topic: the paradox of foreign trips without foreign investments. The paradox of foreign trips without foreign direct investments. Now, there is no doubt that Nigerian presidents are some of the most traveled presidents in the world, and by extension, African presidents are some of the most traveled presidents in the world. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, being the most traveled presidents don't mean that they are the most exposed. They are the most, connected, you know, presidents in the world. No. Now, if you look at the ratio of presidents who travel, who embark on foreign trips, in other countries, now to that of Nigeria and Africa, you see that the disparity is very wide. The disparity is very wide. The gap is very wide. But the problem really is not the frequency or the scale of foreign trips embarked on by our presidents in this country and continent. The problem is the inability of these foreign trips to translate into the attraction of foreign direct investment into this country and into this continent. Now, comparatively, Africa still receive, the smallest volume of foreign direct investment, vis-a-vis, other countries and continents. Why is this the case? Now, let's bring this to practical perspective. Now, if you look at, America, from the presidency of Ronald Reagan in the 80s, to Joe Biden, current president of America, if you compare, their volume of foreign trips, with those of Nigerian president from 1999, till dates, you see that on the average, Nigerian presidents travel more than the American presidents. Is Nigeria more busy than America? Are Nigerian presidents more busy than American presidents? You know, why are we traveling more than the American presidents? Now, Ronald Reagan traveled just for 25 times when he was in office for 8 years. George Bush Sr. traveled for 26 times. Bill Clinton, who took over from George Bush Sr., traveled for about 49 times. Now, George Bush Jr., who took over from Bill Clinton, traveled for about 54 times. Barack Obama, traveled for about 52 times. Now, Donald Trump traveled for about 19 times. And Joe Biden has traveled for about 16 times. But you know that when Obasanjo was in power, only Obasanjo traveled for 97 times. Can you see the paradox? Now, when Jonathan was in power, within a period of 365 days, 1 year, he traveled for about 45, he spent about 45 days, outside Nigeria within a year. Now, do you know that President Muhammadu Buhari, spent about 53 foreign trips abroad. These presidents were governing, like ghosts. They were not present in Nigeria. Now, the current president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you know that in his first 100 days, he spent 28 days abroad? 28 days out of the first 100 days. On record, he is the most traveled president in the first 100 days, in Nigeria. No wonder recently he said that his name need to be written in the Guinness Book of Record. Of course, he has broken record, being the most traveled president in the first 100 days in office. 28 days out of 100 days spent abroad. Now, this president, they keep saying that we are in the global age, that things can be done electronically. That you don't need to be physically present before you can govern, and so on and so forth. Now, this is sheer hypocrisy. This is sheer fallacy. It is hypocrisy because the same people who are saying that they can govern electronically, they have kicked against, they have stood against, the incorporation, the inclusion of electronic voting in our electoral act to guarantee that Nigerians vote from anywhere they are. If you can govern from anywhere you are, why can't Nigerians, vote from anywhere they are electronically? So you see the sheer madness, in these foreign trips. They are not able to translate to attraction of foreign direct investments. Now, rather, they are even depleting, they are even reducing, they are even dropping the foreign direct investment in Nigeria. For instance, Under Buhari, before Buhari came to power, the volume and the value of our foreign direct investment, the FDI, was worth about 1.5 billion US dollars. When he left office, the thing has collapsed to about 400 US dollars, 400 billion US dollars. It's more than 200% and drop. So now we can't begin to deceive ourselves and think that we can deceive the external world. Presidents of Nigeria deceive Nigerians. And now you are going abroad to go and deceive, people abroad to say you want to woo them to come and invest in Nigeria. They will not do it because these people abroad, they have the dispassionate periscope, dispassionate, telescope and microscope with which they visualize. They view what is happening in other countries. No serious-minded investor will come and invest in Nigeria because of the reality of the domestic environment. Our domestic environments, our domestic realities are very chaotic, very anarchic, and need to be repaired. Rather than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu globe-trotting, traveling from country to country, in the name of relaxing, in the name of medical, attention and so on and so forth. Why not sit at home, and deal decisively with the destroyed or the damaged, domestic environment? Of course, it is highly damaged because under Buhari, the domestic environment was highly damaged. The education sector was damaged. The health sector was damaged. Infrastructure were damaged. Insecurity skyrocketed. So until these things are addressed, there is no serious minded investor that will come to Nigeria. Whether you tell them that you're going to give them tax holiday or tax rebate, they will not still come. Now, you want them to come to Nigeria and they'll get kidnapped or killed? Nobody will come until these issues are dealt with head on. Nobody will come to Nigeria. So it is laughable that Nigerian president or Nigerian presidency will be clamoring for Nigeria to be included in the G20 countries. In the G20 countries. Do you know what it means to be a member of the G20? G20 is the group of the most advanced economics in the world, the group of 20 most advanced economies in the world. When we can't feed ourselves, when we can't provide electricity for ourselves, when we can't provide good roads for ourselves, when we can't create jobs for ourselves, you want to be included in the G20? The G20 membership is not a membership of liabilities, it's a membership of assets. That's why Nigerian leaders must work hard and to ensure that our domestic environment is repaired, becomes sanitized, becomes very organized. And before you know it, investors will be coming to Nigeria. When Nigeria is secure, when there are good roads, good bridges, good rail lines, when there is power supply stability, when there is good health sector, good educational sector, people will come from all over the world to come and invest in Nigeria. So we should do what is right. Our president should do what is right. Our ministers should do what is right. The president does not need to be a minister of foreign affairs for Nigeria to get it wrong, or get it right. So let us focus on building Nigeria to that Ivy League status, that we want it to be, to that El Dorado, status that we want it to be. And Nigerians will be glad, and foreigners will be glad. Nigerians in the diaspora will be glad. Nigerians in the diaspora will even send remittances to come and invest in Nigeria. I want to implore you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, as we make progress, to be uploading frequently, updates on this channel. Until we meet again, I remain Dr. Ero Stephen Izu. I'm a university lecturer. Thank you.